Sup Taurus, this is Jesse with 44 Astro with a general tarot reading for the full moon on August 1st, 2023. This is a general reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. I was asked in one of the comments how they should watch it by Sun, Moon, or Rising sign, and I will always say that those will be strong energies in your chart, but you would always want to look at other aspects in the chart, specifically your ascendant, conjunctions on your ascendant, right? Conjunctions in general are the most powerful things in a natal chart, especially if you have like a stellium, which is multiple conjunctions, 3 or more in a single sign. That would make a strong concentration of energies of planets sitting on each other in a single sign. So even if you have no sun, moon, or rising Taurus, but you have a stellium in Taurus, like 4 planets conjunct each other, all in Taurus, you have strong Taurus in your chart, especially if any of that is touching your ascendant. Or if you have Venus conjunct your ascendant, you view the world through the lens, because the ascendant itself and that planet sitting on the ascendant, that becomes your glasses or your goggles or your view of the world. You will look at the world through the lens of Venus, so you will see the world similar to a Taurus, and especially if that Venus has any aspects to anything in Taurus, even if the ascendant isn't Taurus. So I hope that helps somewhat. I eventually intend to make astrology videos, and maybe even do natal chart readings, even just free ones, whenever I get enough subscribers to deem that as plausible or reasonable. So it's my hope to eventually have enough subscribers on the channel to where I can do like live streams and actually do people's natal charts and kind of explain some of the astrology to them. I will eventually make videos breaking down natal charts, how to read them, what planets mean in charts, what are important patterns, even like kites and grand crosses and grand trines and all these things. I'm going to go over all of that. But again, just got to build the channel first. Well, I'm also going to be doing tarot because it's directly linked with astrology. Well, everything's directly linked with astrology, let's be real. But anyway, with that being said, on to the reading. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising, stelliums, strong Venuses, and Venus and Taurus, you know. Maybe Venus and Taurus in the second house. I mean, that's going to be some special. It would need aspects on it, but it would make a strong Taurus in your chart, especially if the aspects touch your ascendant, sun, or moon. All right, let me get you a moon card here for this full moon reading, and we'll start from there for the overall energy. Oop, that one didn't want to come out. Here we go. Ooh, that's a good one. All right, Taurus, you are very close to achieving your goal. And I like it. It is the gibbous moon. That was always my favorite one to say, the waxing gibbous. When I learned about the moon phases in school, the gibbous. It's a funny word, gibbous. All right, let's see what we got here. For Taurus, Taurus-dominant individuals. Ooh, that almost wanted to fly out. I didn't get to see what it was, though, and it didn't fly out, so we're going to keep it in there. What do we got for this supermoon for Taurus-dominant individuals this coming August? See how this... Oh, there we go. How these August energies are going to flow. Well, we got the Queen of Pentacles first card out. That's definitely arguably a Taurus card. Oh, another love reading. Man, my last reading was a love reading. We got the lovers immediately. Well, this is going to have to do with some love. It's going to have to do with love of an Aries. I just did Aries, and they had love in their reading. This has got the Emperor, Death. Could be how you need to transform your relationship or the way you look at love or view love. Some people like to look at the bottom. So here's the bottom. Got final judgment. I like to say that's, you know, judgment about things, but I use my moon card as the overall, so we're just going to kind of say that the overall energy is you're about to achieve your goals. So what are them goals? Let's looky here. Alrighty, first 3 cards. This is the Thoth spread, and I'll clarify with the Thoth deck. This is the current situation or current question. You got a Queen of Pentacles, which could be you, Taurus, Page of Cups, and 3 of Rods. See, 3 of Rods, you know, people always talk about waiting for ships to come in, that kind of thing. It's known as the Lord of Established Strength in like the Golden Dawn deck or the Thoth deck. And that's what I look at it as, right? It's like everything behind him, he's shown that he's made it fruitful. What's behind him is definitely shown to be something. Let me take his headphones off. Something fruitful, and that he can accomplish things, and it shows. Like, what's behind him, his work speaks for itself, and and someone's standing there like, look, I'm the real deal. And it could be you. It could be you, like, look at what I've accomplished. I'm definitely someone stable, and I've accomplished. And like, look what I've accomplished. And it could be someone's like, hey, and somebody's like kind of offering you something, or offering you. It could be love, and I see a lover's card in there. It's the way you look at it could be like, I'm all about my money. Look at what I've accomplished. Like, this is what it's about for me. And your back is turned to whatever this offer is. Go lay down, Jenkins. Go lay down. That's my dog, Jenkins. Go lay down. Go. This is the current path that you're on. You got the Lovers, the Emperor, and the Death card. So that's all major arcana. So whatever path you're on, looks like it's one of those like big energy things. This is screaming that like the way you look at relationships, or the way you look at love. I hate to say it, what it screams to me is that you look. It would seem to me that you're looking at the relationship almost as like a possession. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, because when Taurus are material, right? So that's what they represent, mine. There's a second sign that's like, what's mine? But it's not that that's necessarily bad, right? Because when they look at something as theirs, they take care of it and they nurture it. That's why all of the court pentacles are always nurturing their pinnacle, because they may look at it as a possession, and that's why they take care of it. But that can actually be kind of a cold way to look at things especially if you're dealing with an emotional type being. This looks like you need to transform that, or that you will transform that, right? It could be there's someone in your relationship that's looking at it like that, because you got the Emperor there. You got the Lovers, the Emperor, and the Death card, right? So it could be that you love an Aries or a Scorpio, because, Mars is the ancient ruler of Scorpio before they knew about Pluto. Could be love between a Aries and a Scorpio. But it looks like that the way the relationship is being looked at is in like kind of it could be that you have your partners like this, right? Taurus, or that you are. Male or female, doesn't matter. And that, the Death card is actually walking away from the Lovers and from the Emperor. So it's either that you need to, I wouldn't ever say like go take control of your relationship, because that feels kind of, control is dangerous, right? The aspect of control, it's in my experience in life, and I'm not claiming to be any super wise sage or anything. Releasing control has always worked best, because there's less resistance and there's more flow. So it could be that either maybe you look at your relationship, or maybe just lovers in general, as kind of a possession, right? And maybe you need to stop doing that. Or maybe you will stop doing that, because the Death card's there, like a transformation of that type of mentality around love. Kind of look at it as a thing to be used. And it also could be that there's an Aries coming your way. And that's going to and that Aries may transform the way you look at love. And it could be that. It could be an Emperor type energy comes in, brings love with them, and changes the way you look, and transforms the way you look at love. Like maybe you did look at it like it's just kind of a thing, or maybe it wasn't as important. Maybe it was more about your material life and what you have and what you've accomplished, and more being about, look, my reputation, who I am, and whoever this individual is that comes along is kind of maybe they're a boss in and of themselves, and maybe they even, maybe you even look up to their accomplishments and what they have, and then maybe together, y'all completely change that, transform that within each other. That seems to be the current path that you're on. So it could be an Aries coming in, or just some kind of strong individual, some kind of, with the Emperor, it's hard to say feminine, but it could be. I'm not saying that it can't be, but it's definitely going to be a strong individual. It could be a boss of yours that you fall in love with, or something like that. This is the other path. You got Justice, 3 of Cups, and the 10 of Rods. So this is the other path you can choose to take. Though the path you're on doesn't really look that bad. Holy crap, foam. gotta silence this thing. It's done this twice to me. Okay. Back where I was at. So this other path you could choose to take, it looks like one of balance and celebration. I don't think, nothing in this reading necessarily suggests anything legal, though some would say that the Justice card can be associated with something legal. Looks like a celebration of some type. It could be it could be some kind of accomplishment in court. It could be like a victory in court for sure, a celebration, like I'm not sure, like a lawsuit or something like that, or some kind of court case or something, some kind of judgment of some sort within a court. Could be a victory of some sort. Could be a victory in legal matters, law, anything like that. And it was definitely hard work to get your accomplishment. And it could have been hard work to find balance. And you're celebrating about it. We're going to have to get some clarifiers on that path. Though that path doesn't look near as strong as the other one, because the other one's 3 major arcana. It could be this other path is like you don't choose love, and it's like you're just going to keep kind of where you're at because you like your balance and you like to have fun, and you're going to keep working your butt off to keep getting your material goods, or keep getting your accomplishments and building the life that you want. Because a lot of times we want to build like a real stable life before we jump into the love arena. And if you're already together and you're not looking for love, it could be that maybe one of you in the relationship is kind of emperor-ish, and that there needs to be a death to that to find balance. This is the advice. King of Swords, Ace of Cups, 4 of Rods. I mean, it looks good. I mean, advice. It just saying, be smart about it. Be logical. Be true to yourself. Be true to your emotions. And you'll have your happy home. And the good life. And it looks like you're kind of on that path. I think that this could be between 2 individuals. Like maybe there's like a power struggle, and that's what this is, right? You're trying to find a balance in that power struggle. This path looks like that you will over here. And this path looks like it's still going on and it needs to die. So it's a power struggle in a relationship is what it really, really, really looks like. Or it's a struggle between deciding whether you want like the happy home life or you want the, just opulent material life. And that's what you want to focus on. But it looks like the advice is if you're true to your emotions, if you listen to your emotions, you're going to find the answer to that. This is the outcome. 8 of Swords, 5 of Rods, and the World. So it looks like basically with the World preceding these cards that this is coming to an end. Like this is done with. If there's arguments going on and like 2 individuals or multiple individuals not seeing eye to eye or not choosing not to see each other's perspective or each other's thought processes in the situation, or validity within the argument or within the relationship, or maybe your own thoughts and your own thoughts about, or your own confusion or argument, maybe your own confusion within yourself, or your own arguments within yourself are coming to an end. That's all coming to an end. It's served its purpose in this world. And it looks like with that being said that you're heading for more of a balanced love relationship. I'm going to go ahead and clarify over here on the Emperor, the Lovers, and Death. I want to see what that's all about. Because there's so many different interpretations of what that could mean. It could mean like current relationship, somebody trying to dominate, and then that needs to die. It could be that there's a transformation in that. It could be that there is a death to a relationship, to a love relationship because of that behavior. It could be that you're in love with a Scorpio or an Aries, or a combination of those signs. It could be a combination of an Aries, Scorpio together for sure. There we go. There's a choice, but looks like it's victory either way. Princess of Swords is kind of fast-moving, argumentative energy, and Princess of Swords kind of in this deck. And you have a choice. So it's like, it's the Lord of Peace. So it's like, you need to find peace in like arguments, right? Instead of trying to be victorious in the arguments. Like, so it feels like if there is like any kind of arguments going on in a relationship, or even within yourself, I mean, it's possible to have arguments with yourself and like always want to win, and that can just lead to like confusion and like not ever actually getting to an answer. And that's what this card kind of can represent in the Rider-Waite, is somebody with a blindfold on, not being able to make the choice. But in this deck, it's actually peace. So it feels like it has to do with a relationship, whether it's professional or romantic. Arguments stop. It's like saying kind of, whoever I think it specifically has to do with the Emperor energy, is someone is trying to win every single argument instead of make peace. Like, it's all about winning the argument instead of peace and victory, right? On the side of what could be like sharp argumentative energy. And you have peace on one side and victory on the other side. It's like, well, the only victory will be through peace, or it's someone that won't find peace, or it's in between peace and victory. So it's like, maybe victory is more important. Let me tell you something. If it is an Aries or an Emperor type individual or strong Mars energy, they want to win. That's just the way it works. That's what that sign represents. So that's interesting. So it could be that you need to, there needs to be a death of that in a relationship. Sounds like there needs to be a death of that type of energy. Maybe stop looking at the relationship as a possession. And that can be hard for strong Taurus individuals, because that's just how they view the world. It's as mine. It sounds cold, right? But there's nothing wrong with it. It's just the way that they are. It's their step in the zodiac. It's mine. That's what their word is. That's what their position is. It represents the material aspects of life. It's what their house represents. It's what Venus, they like the nice stuff. And it's not bad, right? I mean, it sounds bad, but realistically, Tauruses take care of their stuff. They take care of it, and they like it. So if you're their stuff, they're going to take care of you. But it's not always going to feel maybe necessary to the other individual as, nurturing, loving energy, even though it is in your way. So maybe release control on that. Release control on that type of thinking, or that kind of way of looking at relationships, whether it's you or your partner, or just individuals around you in general, your professional relationship, friends. And don't always try to win the argument, right? Sometimes peace is better than winning, believe it or not. So that's the other path over here with justice and celebration. Queen of Cups, Prince of Discs, and change. Yeah, this looks like having to do with money. Yeah, that's what I was saying over here. Like, you'd rather just kind of keep the balance that you have. It looks like that's what it is, too, because that's a balance card right there with change, right? Two of Pentacles, the Prince of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. It's like, focusing on your, materialism, which is what the Prince of Cups would be. And this is balance, or, harmonious change in money specifically. And then that making you feel like this, which is emotionally fulfilled. So if it's not a relationship reading and it's more of a business reading for the Taurus, maybe that's the route you should take, right? Maybe don't focus, especially if you're single and you're thinking about getting in a relationship or something like that. Maybe you should focus on your. I don't see really like a lose here. It's more of like over here you just got to work on it, and do your thing, right? Compromise where you need to. And then over here it's like, well, if you want to focus on your material life, there's balance there, celebration, and you're going to have what's yours. It's going to be hard work, but Tauruses can work really hard. No doubt about that. The advice looks straightforward to me. It's basically just saying trust your emotions. Like, try to see your emotions clearly. Like, earth signs tend to be very rational. Like, even though they're like, oh, well, they're earth signs, they're more sensory and all that. Man, most earth signs really are really logical and rational. It's not pure logic, but it's super rational. So, I mean, I could totally see King of Swords, being that energy. And then it's like, tap into your emotions. Like, listen to your heart, and you'll have that happy home, whatever that means for you. It could be in the material aspect. It could be that your happy home is just having a really nice home that you worked really hard for. And happy home for you could also make sure you have somebody there that you actually care about. And it could be both of those things. So, yeah, just focus on that. Trust your heart. So, did that flip over? Yes, it did. What are those two cards? It's only going to be a 2-card clarifier because I was only able to get 2 of them. We'll put the top one too. So this is what I was saying. It was the end of that kind of energy, right? The end of that like not being able to see, confused, bickering type energy. I mean, in this deck, the Seven of Pentacles is failure, and then you have the Queen of Swords, which is the Queen of Swords is cutting the head off of the bullcrap. Like she straight has a hand in her head, or a head in her hand. She's like, I'm killing the bullcrap, cutting straight to the truth. And then that's gonna kind of lead to the birth of something new, or fulfillment. It could be emotional fulfillment, could be more love, could be pregnancy, even kids, that kind of thing. So it looks like whenever you get past whatever this Emperor energy is, whatever that is for you, whether it's in a relationship, yourself or your significant other, or whether it's the way you just kind of look at life and like the way you handle your business and everything else is like in a shrewd, like straight material manner, which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's, if you want to be very successful in this world in business, you kind of have to be that way. That's why, we call it a bull market when things are going good, because, it's represented by the sign of Taurus for a reason. They rule money. So yeah, they rule material possessions and all that. And so this is kind of saying, maybe trust your heart a little bit. If you want to start going that path, soften up a little bit. But if you don't, it's not really going to matter. If it is that you do want love, you might have to look at things a little differently. Or if you want to fix a relationship that you're in and you feel like it's kind of going off rails a little bit or anything, maybe it's argumentative, or somebody's being kind of overbearing, Emperor style, that maybe you just got to be a little softer. Trust your heart. Maybe try to understand the heart of your significant other, or maybe just even business individuals and things like that. But it's saying cut to the truth. Right here it's like truth, trust your heart, cut to the truth, cut through the failure. And if there is any kind of failure, or it feels like a failure, you're going to get past it, and you're going to be abundant afterwards. You're going to feel fulfilled and all that good stuff. It could even be that it's either probably a birth of a new project, most likely, but if it is with a significant other and you stick together, it could be the birth of a baby. So if you don't want to have a baby, take precautions. All right, Taurus, please consider liking and subscribing. Like I said, I'm trying to build the channel. I'm going to need a lot more subscribers if I'm ever going to start really doing the astrology stuff. I will start eventually doing astrology videos. I want to start doing live streams and like really explaining natal charts and things like that to people. But until I get to a certain amount, I think I have like 40 something. Some of those are people I know. So I realistically only probably have 30 something. So I need to get to 1,000 before I start doing stuff like that. So if this resonates to you, somebody like, subscribe, leave a comment. Hopefully we can build the channel and I can start doing some more astrological stuff to go along with the tarot. All right, thank you, Taurus. I wish you a happy August. Bye.